Hello, hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing well. So, I was kind of in a quandary about things because I wanted to be able to get back to doing my shows, but I do want to be able to do some playthroughs and different things. So I've decided to take my game here on my Xbox One X back to its skinny show version, and that means I'm going to eliminate a lot of these things, and then I'm going to do any like game playthrough versions. I'm going to do those on my other Xbox, that way I can keep them separate. On the Toaster's Xbox, that way, because Cage's game, I haven't had any trouble with it until I started trying to take mods in and out of it to do shows, and then of course that creates certain issues. Nothing severe really, but it's just annoying, and so I decided to go through and clean out my load order here and get ready just to do shows, and you know, I can't have all this crazy stuff to do shows because there's too many conflicts. It creates too many conflicts. So I'm just going to go up to the top and start removing some of this stuff, but I wanted to let you know. But on the Toaster's machine, on the old Xbox, I am going to keep a playthrough game there, and it's similar to this, but not exactly the same because I tailored it a little more to suit her. So in some ways it will be different, but in other ways it will be very good, and I'm going to recreate Cage and play on that machine for playthroughs and that kind of thing. Now, a funny thing happened today where someone, maybe it was last night or recently, very recently, someone asked me about a replacement for Skyland All-in-One, and I tried to give them some ideas. However, I get on Bethesda today and I see this. This might be an alternative. Now, let's see what this does not include, and I'm going to test this out. Let me see. What is this? Let's see. This is grass. It has some landscape textures. It includes blended roads, snow, glaciers, enhanced terrain, LOD. Oh, okay, it does not include mountain, water, trees, architecture. Okay, so it doesn't include it doesn't include some of the things that, like Skyland. Some of the main reasons I use Skyland is to get good-looking dungeons and mountains and stuff. So this doesn't include this. This is really all about terrain and landscapes. So but still, this would be an option, and it's smaller than Skyland. I don't know if it's what that person would be looking for, and it's something I want to do. See, I want to do a show on these things, but like something like this, I can't just do a show on this with Cage's game the way I'm doing things right now. So I've got to get back to a skinnier load order. I'm going to keep Cage, and I'm still going to use him for some shows, but it's not going to be it's not going to be his playthrough show. I'm going to have to do that on the other Xbox. So just letting you know that that'll work better. Since I have two Xboxes, I might as well take advantage of it. I don't know how much playthrough stuff I'm going to do. I'm going to do some just because I like to. But two, right now, I want to play Outer Worlds, which I have not gotten back to, as you know. And so we'll see. Time is limited. You're not seeing a lot from me right this moment. I'm barely, I'm getting some videos out, and I'm putting out some stuff that I had already recorded and I just hadn't had a chance to put out yet. But I'm not getting a lot done right now. So this is, I've got a lot of work going on, and we'll have still for a few more days. So if it starts to look like I'm slowing down, that's just because I am a little bit due to work and due to some of the issues I've had in trying to work through those things and still put out some decent spotlights. So just so you know. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick and choose what I'm going to keep, but for my testing purposes for spotlights, I really just can't keep all these things because they will conflict whenever I want to test something. So a lot of this I'm going to let go. Claralux, I never did quite finish doing my spotlight on that, so that's going to be the first spotlight I do. Now you'll notice there's going to be some things that I don't let go of and some things I do. Some things are handy and I'll keep those, like Amazing Follower Tweaks is always handy. But like the Mighty Dragon, some of these things that I do for fun, for playing, you know, I don't need like the follower boost for just regular playing. I don't need the Sky HUD for just regular playing. I don't need Genesis for, I mean, not for regular playing, for our spotlights. I don't need these things for our spotlights. I'm just going to keep the things that are beneficial to our spotlights, or beneficial in general if I have multiple followers for some reason, which is not impossible. But I'm not going to keep all of these things simply because we're going to be doing some spotlights, and these things can conflict with spotlights depending on what I'm doing. So I am going to keep the Breezehome one because I use that a lot and I enjoy having all the little crafting area there. I don't really need it though, honestly. That's right. The reason I'm not keeping it, I just had that rethought, is because I need to be able to test other Breezehomes, even though that I think that TNF one is the best one. But I need to be able to test them. And if there's anything here that you want to see a show on, just let me know. I think you've seen all of these things in my game at one point or the other, but nonetheless, am I going to keep that? I'm really debating on keeping any of my replacers because I really want to be able to test other replacers easier. I do like this one, and it's not real skimpy or anything. It says it's still a work in progress. It seems like it's pretty complete. It's just, you know, I don't know if they intend to do anything else with it or if they've been busy with other things. I love these Nordwar, and the opulent outfits is good too, but I love the Nordwar things. I'll keep some of these for my guys and my girls. I'm not going to keep... Am I going to keep the Armin swords? I'm not going to keep the Armin swords. So I'm going to keep a few things because I like them. I have to decide though. I like the Stark armors and I like the King armor. But I may drop... I think I'll drop the chainmail and the fur. And I like to keep a couple of these armors for the girls that I like. Let's see, the katana, I like that. I like the nightingale. I like all of these actually. I probably shouldn't keep hardly any of them, but I need to keep a couple of outfits for shows for my people. Do I need to keep the weapons though? That's another story. Well, I like to keep enough just to make things nice. Dark Steel Urchin is a good mod, just because and that's a very good bow mod. These shields are nice, but I don't want to keep everything. Keep enough stuff to do some shows and have my people look reasonably well. I won't keep all the followers because I don't need them. I like to test followers. I'll tell you what, I'll keep 2 followers. Maybe I'll just keep the Jarl Ellis if she's Shaw doesn't interfere with anything though. I'll keep Shaw. She doesn't interfere with anything. And I'll consider keeping the Jarl. I'm just going to keep those. I'm I'm not going to keep all these textures because I want to be able to fool around with textures and not worry about conflicts or something overriding something else. I really like the Cathedral water overhaul. I'll tell you, it's small and it's great. Just telling you. I don't know, did I do a show on that? I don't know. I don't know if I did a show on this or not, but it would require... It's hard for me to do before and after stuff. I just don't have the software for it. I've got to teach myself. I've got to get the software to do it. Well, actually, I got to get a new machine, a new PC, probably a laptop, and then get the software to do that. And then I'll just have to teach myself to do it, which that will probably only take a few hours. But just getting the stuff together is what takes. It's the hardest challenge. So, I'm trying to think this through here. You know what? I don't want to keep a lot of... Again, I really like this Jarl. I'm going to keep Shaw as my follower. I'm just going to keep her there. Kind of a placeholder anyway for followers. And then down here, I'm going to let the Jarl replace her, and I'm going to let the Serana replace her go. So I can always test other Serana replacers. Let's see, that's animations, that's a patch. I'm going to keep aesthetic elves. I'm going to keep those. Yeah, probably not getting rid of much there. So I have about half my space free. That means, to me, I still need to evaluate. I'm probably keeping too much something. I could let Botox go, but I really like it, and I don't see a lot of reason to let it go. So I want to do a Claralux show. I'm probably going to have to use one of my new girls for that. I was going to use Cage, but every time I was messing around with it with Cage, and I couldn't get it to work exactly the way I wanted it to, even though I had it in the right place. And I don't know how much Claralux is being supported now, so I don't know if some changes have occurred. But I have it in the right place in the load order, so that's not really an issue. But I'm just going to look through here and see if there's anything else I want to get rid of. I mean, I really don't need to keep all the weapons and everything. I should make a decision. Like, I like that, and I like that for the girls, and I like that, and I like the Lear. So I've got 4 things for them I like. I really only have a couple of things for the guys that I like. I like these from Nordwar. I like the shields for everybody. I think the katanas are good. I still fool around with Thor's hammer, and this bow is cool. But are these things totally necessary? No, not to do the shows. They're not. I could drop those. I'm going to debate that a little bit with myself. I could get rid of that replacer, but it's not really hurting anything right now. It's not a very big replacer. With 2.5 gig free, I can pretty much do a show on most anything I want. So I'm just thinking. I know you can hear the gears turning. I'm just trying to decide. But for our shows, I think that's pretty good. I think that's where I'm going to start with our shows, and I'll make further changes as needed, just like I've done in the past. Oh wait, I need to turn Always Dragons off, because that's a convenient mod if you need to be able to bring dragons out. However, unless you're doing a spotlight on dragons, having dragons always on is not always the best thing. So let me fix that. Yeah, that's not always the best. These two are fine. I can always start those if I want. We have Clarolux, which I wanted to do. I could get rid of more stuff. I could. And you may see some of this go by the wayside. But for right now, excuse me, unless I see some issue, I'm probably going to ride this out the way it is. I also want to do something on the Cathedral water overhaul, though it's hard for me to show the differences. I can at least show you how it looks in my game. So that's not so bad, is it? So that would be something. It would give you something to look at. So not a perfect thing, but something good. Alright, so, and I thought about having Cage do shows on some of those mods, but with so many mods in the game, it's very hard to do a show on one particular thing because you have so many mods and so many things going on. I may look at some of these, like the samurai armor and the lightsabers, some of these things, because they look pretty cool. I don't know about the umbrellas, but I thought some of this looked interesting, so I thought we might do that. Now, Bruma, I have done shows on Bruma in the past. You need a lot of space to do Bruma, but that's something we could do if anyone is of interest, has an interest in that. That would be fun. Oh, the Atronax. Now, these are the Luminous Atronax by Raxinate, and those are cool. Where are... Hold on a minute. He has some other Atronax. Maybe that's it, but I thought there was... Maybe that is the mod I'm thinking of, but let me check. Because I thought there was another Atronax mod that he did. And I used to use it. It was very good. And again, it's just because I'm doing the shows that you don't see that so much. Okay, there's Luminous. Enhanced. This is it. Yeah, enhanced with this is, to me, this is the better version of the Atronax. This is really a good Atronax mod, I'll just tell you. I think I did a show on this a long time ago. If anyone has an interest in it, though, I don't mind. We could do that again. But there you go. There's a lot of stuff on Atronax out here, I guess. But I really like... What is that? Snow Miser Frost Atronax. That's pretty funny. Okay. Anyway. I don't know why that came up in my head, but it did. So I think we're going to go at this point. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. If I ever need it, I'll get it back. I really like that mod, and I use it in my playthrough when I can do that. Is there anything else here? There's other things I could drop. Like, I don't have to have the bow. I mean, not for shows. I don't need a lot of these things for shows. For shows, I don't need a lot of these things, even though I like them. I don't need that either, really. I'll keep the outfits because I like these outfits. These are like some of my favorites. I could even bring back the chainmail, but probably won't. If anything, I should probably drop something else out of this group. It's a hard choice, but it's just 6 things, and I should probably drop my replacer, but it's the only replacer I have right now, and I'm going to keep it, I think. To boot, I think it's been fine for me. Alright, so anyway, I just wanted you to know what was going on. I'm going to get ready and do some shows here, and try to do as many as I can. But I wanted you to know what was happening. So Cage's game is basically gone, really, in essence. I'm going to recreate Cage over on the other Xbox and do his game over there. There I have set up a game already. There's some minor changes in some of the mods, but it'll allow me to actually do a playthrough, and I don't have to change anything. Because you get into trouble when you're trying to do a playthrough and you start bringing mods in and out of your playthrough. It always causes you trouble. I mean, that's always been a problem. I can't hardly stand to leave my game alone because I want to do those shows. So this is the way I can do both, is just to use 2 different machines. I've seriously considered just buying another machine, but that's the story for another day. If I could convince the toaster, I would, but right now she is using the old one, and she's doing fine as long as it doesn't crash anymore. We've had a little issue with it, but if it gives us much more trouble, I'll get a new machine, and then that'll solve all that. Anyway, wow, that's just too much rambling, isn't it? So that's what's going on. I'm getting ready to do some shows. So appreciate your time and your patience with me. And just remember, over the next little bit of time, you may not see quite as many shows from me. So just be patient. I'm still here. It's just I've got a big project at work that's going on and a lot of stuff happening, and have to work over the weekend, and that eats into my show time. Okay? All right. Y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you later.